Morning to all of you, and a very warm welcome to all who have gathered here for this webinar on awareness on anti-ragging, organized by Anti-Ragging Committee in association with Internal Quality Assurance Cell and Student Affairs of Guru Nanak College. I welcome our respected Principal Dr. M.G. Raghunathan, Vice Principal Shift 2 Dr. Rajeshwari, Deans of Schools of Excellence, Heads of various departments, faculty members and students of Guru Nanak College. I extend my hearty welcome to the resource person for the day, Dr. Nafisa Jeddi, Student Councillor, Guru Nanak College. General instructions to the participants before we start with the program. I request all the participants to kindly mute your audio and disable your video for the smooth conduct of the program. Participants can post their questions in the chat box, which will be taken for discussion at the end of the session. The feedback link will be posted in the chat box at the end of the session, and all the participants are requested to fill the feedback form to get the e-certificate for this session. Now, I request our beloved Vice Principal, Dr. N.C. Rajeshwari, to welcome the gathering as well as to introduce the resource person. Ma'am, please. Ma'am, audio.
Thank you so much, Uma. It's a wonderful sunny morning, and we are going to have a wonderful session also with our specialist, Dr. Nafisa Jeddi. I welcome you all for this program. Especially, this is the need of the hour, and we all need to take the cue from this. So I'm very happy that the team has come up with this idea, and for the freshers, and I'm also eagerly waiting to hear a lot which I do not know. So Dr. Nafisa Jeddi is not new to us, but I would like to express my sincere thanks to her. Besides her busy schedule, she is here for us today, and I'm wishing everyone to make the most of it. Dr. Nafisa Jeddi is a counseling psychologist and has completed her doctorate in psychology from University of Madras. I know her personally as a very good human being. Who else can we have for this wonderful program? And her PhD topic is very much relevant to the adolescent age group people, but it also helps even the elderly ones in many ways than one. So her PhD topic was efficacy of anti-bullying, psychological intervention on reducing bullying and enhancing the coping skills of the victims among adolescents, which is very much required. We do train people to go for jobs, we do train people in academics, we do train people for their knowledge enhancement. But unfortunately, this area is mostly uncovered or undercovered. So this is the order of the day. I congratulate the team for making this happen in today's webinar. And Nafisa madam has around 15 years of experience in the field of psychology. She is working as a counselor in Guru Nanak College, Chennai. She is a member of Indian School of Psychology Association. She specializes in counseling adolescents and in helping them in areas related to emotional, social, and psychological development and maintaining that. She focuses on one-to-one counseling sessions and group counseling also done by her for her clients. Her goal and passion is to help the society. Many of us do something for their livelihood. We help them to make their livelihood. And she is, through her passion, she is helping them to live the life. So thank you, Dr. Nafisa. She is available in the college campus from 9:30 to 4:30 on Monday to Saturday. And most of you will know her. Her cabin is in the Shift to Administrative Office of Guru Nanak College. She is one person you can talk to her as though you are talking to yourself. The confidentiality is that much, and I request all my young friends to use her services. Don't think that if you are going to a counselor, you are into something. No. Even to better your daily way of life, the way of thinking, the way of handling yourself is much needed in nowadays scenario. So being mentally strong helps you, definitely helps you in your life. And facing challenges and not depriving you of the mental comfort. So this mental comfort is made by her. I request all the children, whoever you are attending today's program, please make sure at least once you meet her during your first year of study in Guru Nanak, it will make a whole lot of change in your life, I am assuring you. So she can be approached without any inhibition. Be feel free. If you are sick, we go to doctor. If you are not sick also, we will go to doctor sometimes to say that, doctor, I want to be brisk. What do I do? You go to a yoga master. I want to be fit. What do I do? So she is the yoga master for mind. Have that in your mind and allow a session for yourself. That's the best gift you can give it to yourself. With these few words, I welcome you, my dear Nafisa madam, for this program. And like anybody else in the program, I am also eagerly waiting to hear from you. And all the participants from other our institutions and whoever is attending today, make sure that you keep your mind strong and long. With these few words, I express my congratulations, my salutations for having arranged such a wonderful program. I am also waiting to hear. Thank you, Uma. Thank you, Nafisa.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You are definitely an inspiration to all of us. And thanks for your continuous support and encouragement all the time. Thank you so much. Now, we are very happy to have Dr. Nafisa Jetty, student counselor amongst us, to talk about ragging, anti-ragging, bullying. Yes. And now the stage is over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, our beloved Vice Principal, Shift 2, Rajeshri ma'am. I'm just overwhelmed with your kind and peaceful words. Thank you so much. So, thank you very much for welcoming me. First of all, I'd like to thank our respected General Secretary, Mr. Manjit Singh Nair, and our dearest Vice Principal, Dr. M.G. Raghunathan, and of course our beloved Vice Principal, Rajeshri ma'am. And I'd also like to thank the Anti-Ragging Committee and the IQAC headed by Dr. Swati Paliwal, and the Student Affairs headed by Dr. BPN for allowing me to do this session on anti-ragging. Thank you so much. So let me just start with my PPT. Yes, the topic today, as you all are aware of, it is awareness on anti-ragging. Now, the word ragging itself would ring a bell in your ears. Like, as faculty members, it would just remind us of our college days. Like, how was our first day? Did we would remember getting ragged, maybe in simple forms. As students, as the freshers, the first years, UGs and PGs, definitely you must be very excited to enter college. Now, due to the pandemic, the online classes were much more than the offline classes. So you must have been very excited, or you must have anticipated some kind of ragging or bullying in the campus. I'm sure you would have been nervous in your first day entering college. You would have heard about ragging, definitely by your siblings and by your family members, your friends. This is your first day and you're going to get ragged. So, you would have seen this in movies too. So you would have had some kind of apprehension, fear that maybe the seniors may rag us. Yes, but definitely I'd like you all to, the students here should come and share your experiences too. So as my topic is awareness on anti-ragging, I'd just like to show you a few slides before I really delve into it. Now, what do you see in this slide? In this slide, what's happening in this picture? Now, in this picture, there is this girl who is standing just here in the front, and there are a couple of students behind this this girl. Now, what do you understand from it? These students are trying to say something wrong about this girl, or they are trying to tease her, pinpoint her, or tell something bad about her. And definitely she is feeling very upset about it. She is embarrassed. She doesn't know what to do. So she is experiencing something insulting for her. So this can be a way of bullying or ragging. Now in the next picture, what do you see? What's happening in the picture? There are these two boys who are trying to bully and rag this couple of students there, and one is almost at the floor. So what do you understand by this? This boy must be going through some kind of agony who is on the floor. He must be ashamed, again, mentally insulted and tortured. He is helpless. Basically, he is helpless. He just doesn't know what to do. And then there are the other students around who are looking at it helpless. They are just helpless, folding their hands and just seeing the scene, what's happening. In the next slide, you see is there are three boys who are sitting on their knees. They have been punished for not listening to the bully who is just standing behind him. And there are students in the row who are waiting for their turn. So what do you understand from this picture? These students must be again feeling very upset and depressed. They are helpless. They just don't know what to do about this. They don't know where to go and complain to, who to go and seek help for. But the other bully, he is enjoying, he's smiling and enjoying whatever actions he is doing. Now in the next slide, you see these two students, individuals. They are very helpless, they are depressed, they do not know where to go and explain their issues. They've been ragged, they've been bullied, and they've also been threatened and blackmailed as to not go and complain about them. Yes. So you see the student here who is avoiding the bully from hitting him, from being aggressive. In the last slide, you see that this senior is trying to bully and threaten the junior and blackmail him in many ways. So the junior he just doesn't know what to do, how to answer him back. Since he came into college expecting a lot of bonding from the seniors, he thought the seniors would support him, and he would mingle in the college campus and environment in a more friendlier manner. But he is shocked by the behavior of the senior. So before I get into, definitely you all would have come to an understanding of what the exact scenario and scene of bullying and ragging is by these pictures. So before I get into ragging, I'd first like to explain to you what is bullying. Now bullying it's a repetitive aggressive behavior, and it is done just to hurt. The intention is to hurt another person physically, mentally, and emotionally. Now bullying just happens when the bully feels that he can gain power over another person. Okay, so before ragging, the individual is identified as a bully. So basically, there are bullies who rag for the power of it. Now, what are the types of bullying? Now, it can be physical bullying, verbal bullying, emotional bullying, and cyberbullying. So, what is physical bullying? It's like you punch another person, you push the person, you do not give him place in class, you pierce the person, shove something in, you kick him, you tear clothes when you're upset, when you want the power, you tease him, also you fight with him, right? You throw objects at him. These are physical bullying. You try to displace another person's anger on this person, or you try to show your power in that way. Sexual abuse and harassment. You may also try to touch the person's private parts that by bullying him in that manner, and which would embarrass him and make him more ashamed about himself. What is verbal bullying? Now, verbal bullying can be foul language, using bad words, cuss words at the target persons. Now, using offensive terms or playing with the person's name. Now, usually in schools you would be seeing, or even now in colleges, there may be students teasing your name and your surname, your parents' name. Yes. So commenting negatively on someone's looks, clothes, and body, like another student may just body shame the victim and say that you are so obese, you are so dark, you are so, so many other negative terms. Constantly criticizing your juniors or your fellow mates by saying you are a failure, you cannot do this, you are good for nothing. Why did you come to college today? Criticizing, threatening the person, threatening and blackmailing him for some money or some pocket money, or blackmailing him by telling him that I would spread these rumors about you. Laughing at someone just unnecessarily, just to gain power. And of course, teasing the person with negative remarks and words. Now, what is emotional bullying? Now, this type of bullying, it causes damage to the emotional well-being of the individual. Yes, to their mental health, it can cause damage. Now, spreading malicious rumors about the target person. The victim has done nothing, but still you spread some rumors about the victim. Keeping the person totally out of the group, like treating him silently, giving him a silent treatment, ignoring him on purpose, just throwing him out of the group. You no more belong to the group, or acting in such a way. Or also you go and gang up on the victim. He must be sitting silently, and he or she must be sitting silently and doing something, but you may just go and gang up on him. You may try to boss over him, or tell him to just get up and stand, don't look, put your eyes down, gang up on him. You make fun of a person. Also, you make provocative remarks, like the person may be silent, but still you may try to provoke him by talking bad about his family, or his face, or his features, and you may provoke him and make him more angry and get into a fight. saying very hurtful sentences. Now, what is cyberbullying? Now this is, in today's generation, on this electronic platform, there's a lot of cyberbullying going on. Like there's on platforms like WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, there are a lot of online fights with angry and vulgar language via this electronic messages, harassment and sending mean and insulting messages. But you do not know where to go for help. Cyber stalking, repeated intense harassment which includes threats or creates fear. You may be scared, like what is going to happen to me? Like I'm getting these kind of threats. Spreading rumors, spending or posting gossip about a person online. So in order to damage his or her reputation or friendship. Sharing someone's secrets or embarrassing information or contents. Just to befriend the person, you may share something or just to spoil his name. Tricking someone's secrets or embarrassing information, then sharing it online. Unknowingly, you use your friend's phone, their passwords, you trick some information, and without them knowing, you forward it. Impersonation, pretending to be someone else. You may get into someone's WhatsApp or Instagram and start messaging so that you put your friend into trouble. Yeah. Also, intentionally and cruelly excluding someone from an online group. You just remove the person from the WhatsApp group so that you hurt him by bullying him through online. Definitely, we all would have come across these things of removing or adding in WhatsApp and whatnot. So now, who is actually involved in bullying? In the pictures before, you just saw some scenes where there was a victim on the floor, there was a bully who was bullying him or her, and then there were the audience. So bullying and ragging doesn't just take place. There are three sets of people. There's a victim, there's a bully, and there's a bystanders who are the audience, who are looking at it. Some of them may just look at it like you're seeing a movie, but actually you do not know what exactly is happening to the victim. Some of them may be very angry, like I should take this up, but then some of them may say that I don't want to get involved into this. I just look at it and move away. No, I don't care. So they are the bystanders who just watch and silently move away. They do not want to take any responsibility about the situation. Now, what are the psychological issues which are led by bullying and ragging? Now, it leads to intense feelings of helplessness and hopelessness. You are totally mentally crippled. You do not know who to go and say anything. You just don't want to go and even talk to your friend or your parent or your faculty members or your counselor. You feel helpless. You have increased anxiety and depression. That can affect academic performance. You may just not come to college. You may have sleepless nights. You may not get up and come on time. You may absent yourself from college. You may also show bad results in your exams. Also, bullying leads to greater risk of suicidal behavior. You may want to end your life by this kind of bullies or students who rag, and by their power. You may feel like it. You may have ideations. You have ideas. Definitely, you need to resort to a counselor or your faculty members and your peer groups. Now, what does a bully get out of bullying people? Have you ever thought about it? Now, why does this boy or girl bully another person? Why does he rag that other person, the other student? Now, first is it's to gain power, yeah, to gain control of their surroundings. Now, usually a bully has low self-esteem and is so the feeling of being in power distracts them from their own inadequacy. So just to outbeat the feeling of low self-esteem, they feel very powerful in a sense, and as they lack their own personal power, just to outbeat self-esteem. They feel pleasure out of bullying another person, like feeling of superiority. It feeds their ego. Now, someone who struggles with feelings of insecurity are afraid to appear weak. So, what they do is they hide their own weaknesses and they attempt to expose another individual's weakness in order to feel better about themselves. Now, they also want popularity, which gives them attention. Them attention they desire. They want a name, maybe a negative or a positive name, but they just need a name. Especially when they recruit others to join in. When they ask their friends, come join in, let's go and bully this person. They get the joy out of it. And also, when they get what they want, the attention they want, this again, it reinforces their behavior. Also, they can be jealous of you. They want to look very tough and feel powerful. And also, they would have been bullied in the past. They would have been victims themselves. So they have landed up being a bully just to control their feelings of insecurities. And just because they were victims once upon a time, they couldn't handle it. So they now feel that they should bully another person. And also to escape their own problems. Now, before I explain to you about what is ragging is, I'd like to give you an explanation in the differentiation of ragging and bullying. Now, ragging and bullying appear similar on the surface. They are similar. Now, both involve acts of aggression, which is meant to cause discomfort to a victim. Now, these acts of aggression can be verbal or mental abuse, such as insults, name calling, or cyberbullying. It can also extend to physical abuse, such as sleep deprivation. Yes. So, despite these similarities, ragging and bullying are different. Okay. Now, both ragging is more officially recognized. So, and its gross manifestation is, it's been more pronounced in an Indian academic scenario. Like typically in an Indian academic setting, senior students rag the incoming freshers or juniors. So, a bullying can also be done by anybody to anybody. Yeah. Now, even faculty members can bully a student, and it does not happen when unchecked. Now, it does happen when unchecked, especially at a top research level too, bullying can take place. So, bullying takes a more subtler form than ragging. Now, if you look at the history of ragging started in the British era in English colleges and universities. But slowly it spread and corrupted almost the entire Indian educational institution. Also, the ragging was also seen, the traces of ragging was seen in the 8th century at Greek Olympics. And it was also adopted as an initiation methods among military groups. So they adopted this kind of a method, and so as the British Raj in the Indian Army and the English schools. So ragging is being done from the 1970s as such. Now, Let me go to the definition of ragging. It's an disorderly conduct by either acts or words spoken. These words can be in the form of teasing or treating or handling a student with rudeness. That's ragging. Any rowdy or undisciplined activity which cause annoyance, hardship, or psychological harm to the victim, to the students. Now, ragging can raise fear or apprehension in the minds of juniors. Now, if you ask students to do an act or perform something totally out of the ordinary course, which now asking students to do an act or perform something which such students will not do, if the bully can if the person who's ragging can ask the student to do anything other than the ordinary course, which would cause shame or embarrassment, and that would adversely affect the physique or psyche of the junior students. For instance, the seniors can ask the students to strip themselves, undress themselves, and dance, a group of students, and dance with just their innerwears, and that is the most embarrassing act, and which causes shame for the junior students. So ragging is the most inhuman act. The most inhuman act is the offense of ragging on a human being by an inhuman creature. That is ragging. It's the most inhuman act. Now, I'd like to just talk to you about the survey done, like from how many cases have been reported. So, a total of 717 cases of ragging were reported in the English print media across the country from January 2007 to 2013. So the highest number of incidents was reported from Uttar Pradesh, 97, followed by Andhra Pradesh, 75, then West Bengal, 73, Tamil Nadu, 54, Kerala, 48, then goes by Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Punjab. Now, there were 199 cases of ragging that led to major and minor injuries to students during this period. 81 incidents leading to hospitalization and causing permanent disability of the students. 128 cases reportedly involved sexual abuse of freshers. And 129 cases of ragging led to group clashes, protests, strikes, and violence between students. Drugs and alcohol abuse and forced smoking also was noted in 35 cases, while 35 cases involved caste, region, or religion as determining factors. Now, after 2013, the UGC received 3,022 complaints of students ragging between 2013 and to 2018. So 461 complaints were reported in Uttar Pradesh between 2013 and 2017. Before I get into the real life incidents, I just like to share with you all a small video on what exactly is ragging in colleges.
You people are not losing your teachers in later. So before we start today, I want you guys to meet your new friend. Her name is Sonal Mishra. Guys, please behave properly. Sonal, please be seated beside Marcus. So, students, this much for today. Please complete your homework and please keep in mind to wish your teachers good morning. Thank you.
हेलो हाँ हाँ ठीक है नहीं वो ऐसी सर्दी हो तो गला बैठ गया है अच्छा हाँ ठीक है हाँ मैं खा लूँगी भले हाँ कॉलेज भी ठीक
There was a small video. So, what do you think is happening in that video? There was this girl who was being extremely, she had been bullied and very badly. But what happened is she was strong enough. She was strong enough to handle the things. She spoke out to her friends and she handled the things very bravely. So she showed her braveness by helping her seniors, by when the senior had a fall, she went and showed her humility and she helped them. So in this real life incidents, there was this Krishna, 19-year-old student of 2015 of an engineering college, Chennai. He hanged himself as he was accused by Shaker. Shaker was a third-year student who was bullying him and beating him up and robbing him of pocket money. In Kolkata, a first-year student of St. Paul's College was allegedly stripped and tortured by an ex-student in 2018. So, feeling humiliated, the victim allegedly made attempts to end his life but failed. 22 students from IIT Kanpur were suspended for bullying and abusing freshers. Now, some of the freshers in Andhra Pradesh, kills two seniors who tried to rag him. The seniors had tried to kill the fresher after ragging in Andhra Pradesh. There was a first-year student who was gang raped in Kerala. Girls were also forced into group sex in West Bengal. So definitely, these are incidents which bring tears in our eyes. Definitely, if we need to empathize with these students who have gone through such miserable times. Now, before going into punishments, I'd like to speak to you about the government rules on anti-bullying. Now, it was in the late 70s that after the death of two freshers in a regional engineering college, that the government of India actually, it was the first time issued a notification banning ragging in the country. But what happened is in 2006, the issue of ragging was once again brought to the forefront when Supreme Court expressed its disappointment in the implementation of its previous guidelines and constituted another committee under Dr. R.K. Raghavan. So thus the Raghavan committee was formed. Now the committee made several important observations. It noted that ragging has many aspects, including psychological, social, political, economic, and cultural, and that it adversely impacts the standards of higher education. Now, the committee also made some strong recommendation to curb ragging. In order to address the issue of increase in ragging cases in the campuses around, the University Grants Commission (UGC) had brought out the UGC regulations on curbing the menace of ragging in higher educational institution 2009. Now, these regulations are to be followed mandatorily by all the higher educational institutions. Now, what are the measures for prohibition on ragging? Is the UGC also established an anti-ragging toll-free helpline. It's there in the website. The UGC developed an anti-ragging website. The portal contains the record of registered complaints and received and status of the action taken. Now, in our college website, we have a page where there is a grievance cell, which you can fill the form in and submit it if you are facing any kind of ragging in the campus. Now, around our campuses, we have put up boards on of anti-ragging committee. The committee members' names are put up, and the head of the anti-ragging committee in our college is our principal himself, and he is our grievance cell. So please utilize the website, and please, students, if anything, if you're experiencing anything, please go to the higher authorities or go to your staff and counselors and take help. Now, according to the UGC regulation, now depending on the nature of the gravity of the guilt established by the anti-ragging squad, those found guilty were given the following punishments: suspension from attending classes and academic privileges, withholding, withdrawing scholarship, fellowship, and other benefits, debarring from appearing in any test, examination, or other evaluation process, withholding results, debarring from representing the institution in any regional, national, or international meet, tournament, youth festival, etc., suspension and expulsion from the hostels, cancellation of admissions, rustication from the institution for period ranging from 1 to 4 semesters, and expulsion from the institution, and consequent debarring from admission to any other institutions for a specific period. Now, till now we have come to know what is anti-ragging and where to launch the complaint, who to go to, and the number of real life incidents, and there are many more. Now, how to handle ragging and bullying? First, you need to recognize that you are being bullied. You need to recognize it. Bullying, you need to understand that bullying is not okay, and it is not tolerable. And it is not tolerable to be even a bystander, an audience, when you see college students or anywhere else people being bullied. Now, what are the steps to avoid being bullied? Now, if a friend or a group is bullying another student, do not participate in it. Move away. Be brave. Tell the bully to stop. You have the right to, and you have to be assertive. Students, ask for help. Go to a trusted adult or the counselor. If you see another student being bullied, go to your staff members. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. Like if you happen to go to to complain, don't blame that what would happen to me. Why should I be responsible for this? Be proud for who you are, and do not start a fight or use a comeback. Now, if you've been bullied, and do not get provoked, and do not take a revenge or take a comeback. Be patient. Try to forgive them first. If they repeat it, please go to the counselor. And if you cannot handle it, definitely you can seek help. Be confident And self-confidence is everything. So by improving your body language, you would appear very strong and you wouldn't be appearing scared, nervous, or challenging. Now, the measures to be taken to recognize bullies and victims in colleges is the intervention should be given to reduce anti-bullying behavior and help victims with coping skills. Lastly, students, remember, ragging is a serious offense and it's an inhuman act. And as responsible citizens of this country, it is your duty to report any ragging incidents to the authorities immediately. Remember, ragging is a crime and the punishment is jail. Now, how does bullying make you feel? Ask yourself, does it make you feel silly, sad, embarrassed? Ask yourself and make a note of it, right? So that when if you need any help, you can definitely go to your peers and your adults. So lastly, I'd like to tell everybody that take a pledge that you believe that everybody has a right to live in a community where they feel safe, included, valued, and accepted regardless of differences, their religion, race, culture, caste. So take a pledge to be respectful of others and stand up against bullying and ragging whenever and wherever you see it. Say no to ragging. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nafisa. That was a very comprehensive, informative, and excellent session. It was very useful. Hope everyone would have definitely got the benefit out of your session. If any of you have any queries to Dr. Nafisa, please feel free to interact with her. You can either enable your video and ask a question, or you can put your question in the chat box, which she will answer. Do you have any questions? Even in YouTube chat box, you can come with the questions. It would be taken up for discussion. Students, do you have any questions? But that was definitely a wonderful session, Dr. Nafisa, and I think we have to do it every year for the freshers.
Thank you, madam. My thanks to the faculty members and the students of our college participating in this program.
And if since no one has any query, I'll go ahead with the formal vote of thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Actually, it's my pleasure to propose the vote of thanks for this session on awareness on anti-ragging. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Nafisa Jetty, Student Councillor, Guru Nanak College, for her insightful and invigorating session. Students could now clearly understand about ragging, how it's different from bullying, the consequences and punishment that a student should face if involved in ragging, and the ways to handle ragging. Thank you so much, Dr. Nafisa.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And I'm very happy to say that in Guru Nanak College, ragging in any form is firmly prohibited. Strict actions are taken against the students whomsoever indulge and abet in ragging. So my sincere gratitude to our General Secretary and Correspondent, Mr. Majid Singh Nair, for all his encouragement and motivation. I extend my gratitude to our beloved Principal, Dr. M.D. Raghunathan, who has always been a pillar of supporting all our endeavors. My thanks to Dr. Velachery, Vice Principalship too, for her constant motivation and encouragement. My heartfelt thanks to Dean Student Affairs, Dr. Nedijadian, and Dr. Swati Paliwal, the IQAC Coordinator, for their guidance. I extend my thanks to Deans of Schools of Excellence, Heads of Departments of Shift 1 and Shift 2 for their support. My thanks to Dr. Shankar, Professor, Department of Mathematics, for helping in putting this program together. My special thanks to Ms. Lakshmi, Professor of MBA Department, and Mr. Shankar, Head IT Department, for their support. Above all, I thank God for showering His blessing in all our efforts. Thank you, everyone. Before I close the session, I would Please fill in the feedback form that is getting shared in the chat box in order to get the e-certificate. And I should reiterate again that the student counselor is available in the college premises from 9:30 to 4:30 p.m. From Monday to Saturday, she is available in the admin shift 2 office. She deals with problems related to depression, anxiety, and phobia, and focuses on anger and stress management. She helps the students with time management and different skills. The counselor can be approached without any inhibitions, and she follows ethics in counseling and maintains the confidentiality. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Feedback form is getting, it's been shared both in the YouTube link as well as in the Google Meet. Please do fill it to get the e-certificate. Once you fill, we can discuss. So you can click the form. You can move out of the meeting. Okay, I'll close the meeting now. Thanks again to Dr. Nafisa.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll end the call.
Yes, ma'am.
It looks like it is not. Just leave the call. All can